Frequently asked question number 28. Why isn't my succulent growing faster? Now the main reason why your succulent is not growing fast is because the succulent themselves tend to grow very slow. Basically all the succulents are slow growers. Now there are a couple of reasons why. Now one of the main reason is because the succulents tend to do their photosynthesis during the night. Basically they fall under the CAM category. Now during the night they tend to open their stoma. Once the sun sets, once it's dark, they start their process of photosynthesis by opening up the stoma and doing the exchange of gases. Once the sun rises, once it's daylight, they tend to close their stoma and they continue the rest of the photosynthesis without opening the stoma. In this way, they do not lose any of the water. Now guys, in nature, everything has its advantage and disadvantage. Now over here, the advantage for the succulent is that it does not need to open its stoma in order to do the photosynthesis, due to which there is no water loss. Now nature can be very creative, can create a lot of things, but at the same time, nature can also be very destructive. Nature can also be very strict. So now it has given an advantage for the succulent to not open its stoma during the daytime. It can do it during the night time. So it has given an advantage so that the succulent does not lose water. Now because nature is giving an advantage to the succulent, it's not that now there is nothing as favorites for nature. Nature treats everyone equally. So if it's giving an advantage to the succulent, it's also going to have a disadvantage. Now the disadvantage is because of this type of photosynthesis, the growth rate, the speed of the growth rate of the succulent tends to reduce a lot, due to which the succulents tends to grow very slow. Apart from this, there are a couple of other reasons. That could be either that your soil mix is not correct, the roots are not getting formed properly, that is reducing the rate of the growth, which is already a slow growing succulent. Apart from all this, dormancy also plays a very important role in the growth of succulents. A lot of times, almost a lot of succulents, depending upon your environment and your climate and how extreme the temperatures are, the succulent tends to go dormant. If your temperatures are extreme for a longer period of time, the succulent will stay dormant, which means the succulent tends to shut down the growth or minimize its growth. A lot of times succulents do not put out any new growth during the dormant period because it gets into its resting period. That could also be one of the reasons why the succulent is not growing fast. Apart from that, there are other reasons like probably the succulent is not happy in its environment. Probably the soil is very compact, not letting the roots grow. These are all the other factors that could lead. But the main factor is that the succulent itself is a very slow grower. So if you're going to induce it with a lot of nutrients, a lot of fertilizers, that is not going to help the succulent grow faster, because that's not how the succulents are built. They tend to grow at their own speed. In fact, if you think by adding a lot of fertilizers and nutrients, the succulent is going to grow fast, in fact that might turn out negative in your case. The succulent might start turning weak and even might get affected because of the excess nutrients in the soil. So ensure that you enjoy the slow growing beauty. Just ignore it. Just do a visual inspection every now and then for any insects or pests. Other than that, you can just enjoy the slow growing beauty, because this is how the succulents tend to grow. I have been growing succulents from past 7 years, and I have seen some of my succulents probably in 3 or 4 years have only increased 1 or 2 centimeters in size. And that's absolutely fine, because I love my succulents, whether they grow fast, whether they grow slow, whether they don't grow at all, as long as they are alive, I'm more than happy to have them. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and thank you so much for watching.